ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। अपारकरुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्। यत्कृपालेशमात्रेण पुमान् पूर्णः प्रजायते तं वन्दे ब्रह्मविद्धुर्यं सद्गुरुं चन्द्रशेखरम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र वाक्यैः सूत्रानुकारिभिः
सूत्रार्थो वर्ण्यते यत्र वाक्यैः
सूत्रानुकारिभिः
सूत्रानुसारिभिः
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः।
स्वपदानि च वर्ण्यन्ते
वर्ण्यते
भाष्यं
भाष्यं
भाष्यविदो
भाष्यविदो
विदुः।
विदुः।
ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि
ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि
वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथोबलिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि
सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदम्
माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम्
माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम्
मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्
मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्
अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु
अनिराकरणमस्मनिराकरणमस्तु
तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु
तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु
ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
यदि मन्यसे सुवेदेति
यदि मन्यसे स्वेदेति
दभ्रमेवापि नूनम्
दभ्रमेवापि नूनम्
त्वं वेत्थ ब्रह्मणो रूपम्
त्वं वेत्थ ब्रह्मणो रूपम्
यदस्य त्वं यदस्य देवेषु
यदस्य त्वं यदस्य देवेषु
अतनुमीमांस्यमेव ते
अथर्वमीमांस्यमेव ते
मन्ये विदितम्
मन्ये विदितम्
नाहं मन्ये सुभेदेति
नाहं मन्ये सुवेदेति
नो न वेदेति वेद च
नो न वेदेति वेद च
यो नस्तद्वेद तद्वेद
यो नस्तद्वेद तद्वेद
नो न वेदेति वेद च
नो न वेदेति वेद च
यस्या मतं तस्य मतं
यस्यामतं तस्य मतं
मतं यस्य न वेदसः
मतं यस्य न वेदसः
अविज्ञातं विजानताम्
अभिज्ञातं विजानताम्
विज्ञातम् अविजानताम्
विज्ञातं विजानताम्
प्रतिबोधविदितं मतम्
प्रतिबोधविदितं मतम्
अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते
अमृतत्वं हि विन्दते
आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यम्
आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यम्
विद्यया विन्दते मृतम्
विद्यया विन्दते अमृतम्
Up to that mantra we saw. Now the last mantra of the Dvitiya Khandaha, Dvitiya Khandasya Antima Mantraha that we will read the Sangati 2.5. Mantraha Kashta Khalu
कष्टा खलु
Suranaratiryak Pretadishu
सुरनरतिर्यक्प्रेतादिषु
Samsara Dukkha Baguleshu
संसारदुःखबहुलेषु
Prani Nikayeshu
प्राणिनिकायेषु
जन्म जरा मरण रोगादि संप्राप्तिः
जन्म जरा मरणरोगादि सम्प्राप्तिः
अज्ञानात्
अज्ञानात्
अतः इह चेदवेधीत् अथ सत्यमस्ति
इह चेदवेदि अथ सत्यमस्ति
न चेदिहा वेदीद महती विनष्टिः
न चेदिह वेदी महती
विनष्टिः
विनष्टिः
भूतेषु भूतेषु विजित्य धीराः
भूतेषु
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 विजित्य
विजित्य
धीराः
धीराः
प्रेत्यास्माल्लोकादमृता भवन्ति
प्रेत्यास्मान्
प्रेत्यास्माल्लोकान्
लोकान्
लोकादमृता भवन्ति
विद्यया विन्दते अमृतम् विद्यया विन्दते वीर्यम् विद्यया विन्दते अमृतम् अज्ञान अपनाय वीर्यं विद्यया विन्दते विद्यया अमृतं विन्दते इति आत्मना विन्दते आत्मना इस् आत्मविद् आत्मना विन्दते वीर्यम् आत्मविद्यया विन्दते अमृतम् अज्ञान अपनाय वीर्यम् आत्म आत्मना विन्दते आत्मविद्यया आत्मविद्यया एव अमृतत्वं कैवल्यं विन्दते इति विद्या आत्मविद्या is the cause for amritatva hetuhu amritatva praptihi iti uktam purva mantre. Further, this mantra glorifies this vidya. The glorification is done through anvaya vitireka. Anvaya mukhena vitireka mukhena. This vidya is to be gained where iha eva, atra eva, atra eva, atra prithivya manushya janmani eva. In this janma alone, asmin janmani eva, not in the upcoming janmas. Should not postpone the should not postpone this knowledge for the next janma, gaining this knowledge in the next janma. We can be dirgha sutraha with regard to other things, but not to this vidya, because gaining this vidya, the purpose of life is achieved. The life becomes meaningful. In fact, the life is meant, the purpose of life is only to gain this vidya and become free. Gaining this vidya, gaining this knowledge, person becomes free. Free from the hold of samsara, free from sukha dukkha. Otherwise, what happens? There is a loss, infinite loss. It's not the loss of money or loss of health, but the loss is infinite. Because Brahma is Purnam, infinite. Losing the infinity is infinite loss. The jiva has been suffering in samsara since anadi. Anadi avidya, anadi kalat. The jiva has taken so many sharirams. And it will continue to take because of ajnanam. Therefore, ajnanam is the cause of suffering. To remove ajnanam, the only means is vidya. And this vidya to be gained here in this janma, gaining which there is for the purpose of life is achieved. There is meaningfulness to life. Otherwise, the loss is total. Losing the total, the Brahma is total loss. So, that is what the mantra says. So, glorifies Vidya. Gaining this vidya, a meaning, the life becomes meaningful. Meaningfulness is given to life. The purpose of life is gained. The person becomes kritakrityaha. There is nothing need to be done. He has reached the goal, the ultimate goal, ultimate purushartha, parama purushartha. But losing that, not attempting even, there is magati vinashtihi. There is greater loss, infinite loss. So Bhashikara gives the sambandha, sangati to this mantra by saying Kashta Kalu. Kalu. Kalu indeed. Kashta eva. Kashta is dukkam. Painful. Miserable. Pitiable. Sorrowful. Kashta Kalu. What? Janma Jara Marana Rogadi Sampraptihi Ajnanat Sampraptihi. Janma, birth, Jara, inevitable old age. When Janma is there, Asti Jayate Vardate Viparimate Apakshiyate, finally Vinashyati. But before Vinashyati, it's Jara, most horrible, painful stage of life. And finally, and then Marana, then Rogadi in between, that is also painful. Nobody enjoys. So, Janma Dukkam, Jara Dukkam, Jaya Dukkam, Punah Punaha, Samsaram, Sagaram Dukkam, Tasmat, Jagrata, Jagrata. Therefore, Kashta Eva, Samprapti, gaining, attaining, Samprapti, attainment of this Janma, Jara, Marana, Rogadi, Adi Padat, other things also. Adi Padat, Mana, Apamana, Jaya, Jaya, all those. Because one thing is, other thing will be there. Negative also will be there. Sukha is there, Dukkha is there. So Dukkha, then Alaba, then Ajaya, all those things. Sampraptihi, Kashta Kalu. This Samprapti, why it is? Because of Ajnanam. Ajnanat Sampraptihi, Kashta Kalu. And he says, Sura Naratiryak Pretadi Prani Nikayeshu Samsara Dukkha Bhaguleshu Ajnanat Janmajara Marana Roghadi Sampraptihi Ajnanat Kashta Kalu iti. Sura Nara Tiryak Pretadi Prani Nikayeshu Samsara Dukkha Bhaguleshu. Sura is Sura Nara Tiryak Pretadi Pranishu Nika Prani Nikayeshu. That is Prani beings, Prani Nikaya, Prani Shara, Prani Shariram, the bodies of beings like Deva Shariram, Sura Deva, then Nara Manushyaha, then Tiryak is horizontal, that stands for animals. Then Preta Shariram, the Shariram which a Jiva gains during transition from one Janma to another Janma, Preta Shariram. Through all the Shariram, whether it is Deva Shariram or Preta Shariram, there is a gradation. Sura, Naryat, Tiryak, Preta, Adishu, Pranahika, Yeshu, depending on the Karma Pala, Papa Punya, so many Sharirams, different Sharirams, these beings, living beings, Praninika Yeshu, they are what? Samsara Dukkha Bhaguleshu, which are full of samsara only, pain only. Samsara Dukkha Bhagulam, multitude, many, countless. Samsara Dukkha Bhaguleshu, Samsara Dukkham Bhagulam Yasmin Yeshu, iti Samsara Dukkha Bhaguleshu, which are full of samsara, pain, samsara, suffering. Samsara is dukkha. Samsaraha dukkhameva. Therefore, samsaraha dukkam eva, or samsarasya dukkam, samsara dukkam, or samsaraha dukkam eva, samsara dukkam bagulam, yeshu sharireshu. Through this sharira, samsara is experienced. Therefore, gaining the shariram is not an happy thing. Therefore, samsara experienced by all these beings. And the beings, they undergo janma marana, jara marana, roga, the sampraptihi. Through this, taking all these forms, the beings, sampraptihi, ajnanat, due to ajnanam, kashta kalu. It is kashta eva, it is painful. It is most painful. So gaining this janma, jara, marana, rogadi, through taking the shariram of deva, yuma, manushya, animals, etc. All these are they suffer due to samsara on account of ajnanam. Therefore, ataha what? Iha chet avedit ata satyamasti. Na chet iha avedit bhagati virashtihi iti. Chet. Chet is that if iha avedit chet. Iha avedit chet. Avedit vidadatu. Lung lakara. Sambhavanayam lung. Avedit avedishtam avedishugu. Avedihi avedishtam avedishta. Avedisham avedishva avedishma. The rupam. So avedit, if avedit, if one were to know, iha, if one knows, if one were to know here, then satyam asti. If here, if one, then one is human being only. Because human beings only have the privilege to know, choose to know, and therefore become free. That is why Manusheshu Narajanma Durlabham. We saw even in Viveka Chudamani. Therefore, Iha Asmin Sharire, Manushya Sharire, Yadi Avedit, Atmanam, Yadi Nyatavan, then Yadi Nyatavan Tarhi, Satyam Asti, Satyam, the truth, Brahmanandatmakam Phalam Asti, then the person gains Satyam, Brahmanandatmakam Phalam. It's against Brahma, which is Satyam. Therefore, the life also becomes meaningful. The purpose of life is gained. Iha avedit chet. Iha अस्मिन् जन्मनि एव यदि आत्मानं ज्ञातवान् तर्हि ब्रह्मानन्दात्मकफलम् अस्ति तस्य सत्यमस्ति. Life becomes meaningful. Otherwise what? Otherwise mahati vinashtihi. Why? Whatever you gain, that is going to be limited, parichinna. And therefore everything is lost here. And the loss is infinite because you are going to come back again and continue to suffer in samsara. And also don't know what janma we will get because of our sanchita. All possibilities are there. Therefore, not knowing Brahma, not knowing Haramatma Brahma is Mahati Vinashtihi. It's a big loss. Any loss is loss. That loss can be accommodated, that can be compensated. But this loss is Mahati Vinashtihi. Knowledge alone can make the life meaningful, fruitful. Aham tad Brahma, Jagat Karanam Brahma Asmi, that knowledge, gaining that is the greatest prapti. Because gaining which one becomes free from the sense of limitation that is born, that is due to ajnanam. Therefore, iha, in this life, Manushya Janmani Eva, Manushya Sharire, Avedit, Jnatavan, Atman Jnatavan, Tarhi, Satyamasti, Nachet, if one doesn't know, Na Avedit, Avedit, Iha Avedit, Satyamasti, Nachet, Iha Avedi, Na Avedit, then Vinashtihi is Mahati, great loss. The loss is the absence of the gaining of the knowledge is the loss, and the loss is total, because Brahma is total. Losing the infinite is total loss. That is why Shruti again and again, like as Acharya says, it's equivalent to thousands of mothers. It keeps on saying this, keeps on hammering this knowledge. That's why one has to wake up, be a Viveki. So the first part of the mantra through Anvaya, second part of the mantra through Vitireka, the result of this knowledge, the benefit of this knowledge is talked about. This knowledge is gained, then the purpose of life is served. Nothing else to be gained. Gaining which everything is gained. Nothing else to be gained. Losing, not gaining this is it's a tremendous loss. Then this second line of the mantra, Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Dipsa. It means in every bhuta, Pranishu, Prati Bhutam, Prati Praninam, Prati Pranim, Prati Bhutam, Bhuteshu Bhuteshu, Dhiraha. Dhiraha is Vivekinaha, Dhimantaha, Ityartaha. Those who have the discerning, discriminative capacity, Dhiraha. Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Vichitya, Vichitya. Dhatu is Chi Dhatu. Chi, V Purvaka Chi, then Lyap, Vichitya. Having discerned, having understood, having discovered what? Having discovered what? The Atma. In all the Bhuta, the Atma is the same Atma. Bhuteshu Bhuteshu Vichitya Dhiraha. The same Atma. Brahma which is present in all all the beings. The Atma which is me, present in me, which is myself, is Atma in and through all the beings. Sarvabhutastam Sarvabhutani Chatmani Ikshate Yoga Yuktatma Sarvatra Samadarshanaha, as Bhagavan says. Therefore, Sarvabhutastitam Yomam Bhajate Kattamastitaha Sarvata Vartamanopi Sayogi Mai Vartate. The one who sees the Atma in all the beings, that yogi, he abides in me, Bhagavan says. He has got Sarvatra Brahma Darshanam, Sarvatra Ishvara Darshanam, Sarvatra Atma Darshanam. Therefore, Bhuteshu Bhuteshu, having understood that minus Upadhi, what is there is only Atma. All the Bhuteshu. All the Bhuteshu means not only Manushya. Jarayuja, Andaja, Svetaja, Udbija, all the beings. In and through all the beings. All the beings, all the lokas, all the elementals, everything. It is Atma alone, Brahma alone. It is Iti Vichitya Dhiraha, that's Viveki. Yes, then Atma Viveka. Anatma is Mithya, Atma is Satyam. Iti Jnatva Sarvabhuteshu. Yaha Jnatva Asmat Lokat Pretya. Asmat Lokat Pretya. Asmat Lokat Pretya. Amritaha Bhavanti. That is Asmat Lokat. From this Loka, Pretya, having gone, departed. How? That is, this is the Loka. Lokyate Anubhuyate iti Lokaha. Therefore, having become free from this world, from the sense of this ahankara, mamakara, from the sense of identity with this upadhi, and due to upadhi that bhava, the sense of mama and ahankara that develop, having become free from that. That's what asmat lokat pretya. Or we can take having departed from this world also, that meaning also can be taken. Amritaha bhavanti, jivan muktaha bhavanti. So amritaha bhavanti, amrana dharma, amarana, am, amaraha, amarana dharmam prapnavanti. They attain the status of amarana dharmam. That is the nature, swarupa. That's why amritaha bhavanti. Discovers the truth of the individuals, beings, to be that Brahma. Having known that, they become free. Like the different types of pots are there. Pots are nothing but clay, made of the same materials, same karnam clay. Similarly, the entire Jagat and all the beings is nothing but Brahma iti jnatva. Dhiraha, the wise man, he sees Brahma in and through all things, including himself. Therefore, Brahma iti jnatva asmat lokat pretya amritaha bhavanti. Having become asmat lokat pretya means lokyate anubhuyate iti lokaha. Therefore, asmat lokat pretya, having become free from the sense of the individuality, they become amrtaha bhavanti, they become immortal, marana ragitaha bhavanti. Asmat lokat pretya, when Tikakara says, mama abhimana lakshana avidya rupat pretya. The loka is mamakara and agankara. Mama abhimana lakshana avidya rupat pretya, having withdrawn, having become free, nivritya, amritaha maranaragitaha muktaha bhavanti iti. Muktaha bhavanti iti, they become free, they become immortal. Amarana dharmaha bhavanti, maranaragitaha bhavanti. Bhuteshu bhuteshu vichitya dhiraha, bhuteshu iti vipsa. So that vipsa stands for chaturvida prani sangrahartam vipsa. The four types of prani. Andaja, that which is born of Andaja, that is but Jarayuja, Andaja, Swedaja, and Udbija. So Chaturvida, Prani Sangrahartam, Bhuteshu iti, the Vipsa, the repetition. So having analyzed Vichitya, Sakshat Kritya, all the Pranishu, Pratyak Brahma, Vichitya, Pratyagatma Brahma iti Vichitya, Dhiraha, Buddhimantaha, Vivekinaha, Asmat Lokat Pretya, Akankara, Mamakara, Avimana, Lakshana, Avidya Rupat Pretya, Amritaha Bhavanti iti. Oh, the commentary, Bhashyakara says, let us read. Iha eva,
Iha eva
iha eva ched,
Iha
Iha
eva
eva
ched
ched
Manushyaha Adhikritaha Samartaha San,
Manushyaha
Manushya
adhikritaha
adhikritaha
samartah
samartah
san
san
Yadi Avedit,
yadi
yadi
avedi
avedit
Atmanam Yatokta Lakshanam Viditavan,
atmanam
atmanam
yatokta lakshanam
yatalakshanam
viditavan
viditavan
Yatokta Prakarena,
yatoktena
yatokena
prakarena
prakarena
Atha Tada Asti Satyam,
atha
atha
tada
tada
asti
asti
satyam
satyam
Manushya Janmani Asmin,
मनुष्यजन्मनि अस्मिन्
अविनाशः अर्थवत्था वा
अविनाशः अर्थवत्ता वा
सद्भावः वा
सद्भावः
सद्भावः
वा
वा
परमार्थता वा
परमार्थता
परमार्थता
वा
वा
सत्यं विद्यते
सत्यं
सत्यं
विद्यते।
विद्यते।
Chet is yadi. Chet is equal to yadi. Yadi if you use tarhi we have to use. Chet is colonization of chet. Iha chet, iha ear. If ear, eva, evakara. Iha chet, avedit. Eva, evakara, bhashya. In the mantra not there. But bhashkara, iha eva. Alone in this manushya janmani eva. Manushyaha adhikrataha. Who is adhikrataha? Adhikrataha means the one who is eligible, who is qualified, who is capable. Kaha adhikrataha? Manushyaha eva. Nato anya praninaha adhikrataha. Sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, when we talk about, it is not for other beings. Manushya endowed with choice and free will. Therefore, he can choose to know. He has got the buddhi faculty. So, ahara nidra bhayamaitunancha samanyametat pashubir narana. And what makes a human being distinct? Buddhi tesham adhiko vishesha. Buddhya viginaha pashubir samanaha. Therefore, buddhi. That is why manushyaha adhikrataha. The eligible candidate is Manushya, human beings alone, among all the beings. Therefore, Adhikrataha, Samarthaha, San, Samarthaha, capable. Yadi Manushyaha, Adhikrataha, San, being a human being, is Adhikrataha, is qualified if here he Avedit, if he were to know what Atmanam Viditavan, Yatokta Lakshanam Atmanam, Yata Ukta Lakshanam Atmanam, Ukta Lakshanam Atmanam is yatokta lakshanam yatha uktam uktam anatikramya kutra uktam manaso manaha chakshushaha chakshuhu shotrasya shotram iti uktam pratibodha viditam matam uktam iti. So yatokta lakshanam yatha uktam uktam anatikramya yatoktam lakshanam yasya saha yatokta lakshanaha and atmanam yatokta lakshanam is dvitiya vibhakti. Therefore atmanam dvitiya vibhakti for viditavan. Therefore yatokta lakshanam is qualifying atmanam. Yatokta lakshanam atmanam. Generally bhaguvrigi will be a qualifier. Qualifying the qualified. Qualified is visheshya is atmanam. Atmanam is qualified by yatokta lakshanam. Yatokta lakshanam is has got avibhava samasa also. Yata uktam uktam anatikramya yatoktam. Yatoktam lakshanam yasya saha yatokta lakshanaha atma. Yatokta lakshanam atmanam viditavan. If one knows, if one has known the Atma, which is described. Where Purvam in the first section, the nature of Atma is described, and also in the second section, Bodham Prati Viditam Atma iti. And Yatokta Prakarena, that is Bodham Prati Aparokshataya, the method given before in the previous mantra. Yatokta Prakarena, Yatokta Lakshanam Atmanam, Manushyaha Adhikratah Manushyaha Samartagasan Viditavan Idi, if he has known the Atma, which has been described before, and in the method, by the method, that also was told before. Idi Jnatavan, if he knows, Atha Tada or tarhi, then satyam asti. Satyam asti. Satyam is Brahmanandatmakam phalam asti. Manushya Janmani, Asmin Manushya Janmani, Satyam asti. In this Manushya, Asmin Manushya Janmani, Satyam asti. What is Satyam? The truth of Brahma, which is Satyam, Avinashaha. If one understands, one comes to know, Atma is Brahma. Then Aham Atma Brahma, I am not subject to destruction. Avinashitu tad vidhi, yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham abhyas yasya kartum na argati kopi. Kaschit na hargati. That Avinashi, that Brahma, Atma, is myself. Therefore, if Aham Atma Brahma, then I am free from destruction. So there is no janma, there is no marana. Najayate mariyate va kadachit nayam bhutta bhavita vanabhuyaha. Achedyoyam adagyoyam akledyo shoshevacha. All these are my dharma. I no more remain in the cycle of samsara. So if I know Aham Atma Brahma, then Satyam Asti. Asmin Manushya Janmani eva Satyam Asti Avinashaha Asti. I become immortal. I become indestructible. Artavattava. Artavat. Artavatta is Artavatta Yasya. Artavatta Tasya Bhavaha. Artavatta is a word. Tasya Bhavaha Artavatta. Artavatvam. Then life becomes meaningful. Otherwise, without this knowledge, Mahati Vinishtihi, then in no way human beings becomes greater than or different from other beings. So therefore, Artavatvam Bhavati, Manushya Jivaha Janma Artavatvam Bhavati Artavattava Sadbhavaha va. Sataha Bhavaha Sadbhavaha becomes glorious. The person becomes glorious. He becomes glorious among all the beings, all the human beings. Manushyanam Sagasreshu Kaschit Etate Siddhaye. Yatataamapi Siddhanam Kaschit Mam Veti Tatvataha. So therefore, there is only one Ramana Maharshi. There is only one Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Therefore, Sadbhavaha, Sat, glory, becomes glorious. It becomes a blessing to the society, a blessing to the entire humanity. That is Sadbhavaha. When this knowledge is attained, there is glory. There is complete manifestation of Ishvara Vibhuti through that person. All the glories are his glories, Ishvara glories are his glory. He is Ishvara. Therefore, Sadbhavahava or Paramartatava. Paramartata is moksha, freedom. Therefore, Paramartata. It is Satyam Vidyate. There is Satyam. Being one, Pramadata Brahma Bhavaha Ityartaha. Is one with Brahma, therefore Satya Bhavaha. Satyam Vidyate. This is what Satyam. Satyam is truth. The truth is Aham Atma Brahma. Atma is Brahma. Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya iti. So therefore, the person is no more carried over by this Namarupatmaka Jagata. He knows it is Mithya, like a dream. As he knows the dream is Mithya from the waking standpoint. Similarly, from the Paramarthika standpoint, he knows this Vyavahara is Mithya. So he will not give reality to Vyavahara. He will have objective outlook to Vyavahara. He is free from samsara, free from all wrong conclusions about himself. And he sees Brahma everywhere. That is Paramarthata. He becomes free, attains the ultimate purpose of life, moksha. That is a Satyam. Satyam Vidyate Tasya. For him, that is Satyam. Gaining Satyam is Satyam. He is Satyam. Therefore, Satyam Vidyate. Suppose if he doesn't gain, his Bhashyakara says, Nachediha Vedhiriti.
न चेदिहा वेदिति इति
Nachediha.
न चेदिह
जीवन चेत अधिकृतः
जीवन चेत्
जीवञ्चेदधिकृतः
अवेदीत
अवेदीत्
न विदितवान्
न
न
विदितवान्
विदितवान्
तदा महती दीर्घा अनन्ता
तदा
तदा
महती
तदा महती दीर्घा अनन्ता
विनष्टिः विनाशनम्
विनष्टिः
विनष्टि
विनाशनम्
विनाशनम्
जन्म जरा मरणादि प्रबन्ध प्रबन्ध अविच्छेद लक्षणा संसार गतिः
जन्म जरा
जरा
मरणादि
मरणादि
प्रबन्ध
प्रबन्ध
अविच्छेद
अविच्छेद
लक्षणः संसारगतिः
संसारगतिः
again here also ched na should be connected to avedit na viditavan ched putra iha na avedit na viditavan if one were not to know one did not know what atma tattva jivan eva while living we're talking about beings human beings living not dead person is gone is not adhikrutaha. That is why adhikrataha manushyaha samartaha. The life must be there. The person also must be endowed with good health, everything. The deceased person or physically or mentally retarded person, physical retarded also to some extent. If completely retarded, then this opportunity is lost. That is why born with all the sense organs intact, Shravanam, ears are important. So that only knowledge happens, hearing takes place. So therefore, all the sense organs, all the karmendriyani, jnanendriyani, everything should be intact. So, and the person must be alive, of course. Therefore, that's why while living, jivan eva, adhikrataha, qualified, who is qualified? The one who has got a manusha shariram, the jivaha, manusha shariravan, jivaha. If while living, if the person did not know, did not attempt to know, then tata mahati is great, vinashtihi is strilinga. Therefore, mahati, dirgha, long, limitless, anantaha, mahati, dirgha, ananta, anta na, anta na vidyate, iti ananta, ananta, ekavachanam, ananta, strilinga, ananta, vinashtihi, vinashanam. Vinashanam, loss is ananta, dirgha, long and limitless loss. Bhagati, great loss, great destruction. Great destruction means not the person is physically destroyed. It's a spiritual destruction. He has lost. Given the opportunity, he has missed it. Therefore, it's a big loss. At least if he has attempted and become a yoga brashta, of course, there is a choice. There is a chance. It will continue in the next janma. As Bhagavan says, Bhagavan promised, Nagi kalyana krit kaschit durgatim tata gacchati. Prapya punyakritam lokan ushitva shashvati samaha. Shuchinam Shrimatam Gege Yoga Brashtaha Vijagate. Atava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam Etadi Durlabhataram Loke Janma Yididrisham. Bhagavan gives just the possibility that Yoga Brashta, if he could not make this life, but he has tried his best, but it will continue in the next Janma. Then also he is blessed. But if the person doesn't make attempt at all, then that Vinashtihi is Mahata Vinashtihi, Ananta Vinashtihi, Vinashanam Eva. That is Samsara Gatihi. Samsara is the Gati, Gamyate iti Gatihi for that. And Samsara is qualified by Janma Jara Maranadi Prabandha Avicheda Lakshana. Samsara Gatihi. Samsara which is characterized by. Samsara is described which is characterized by what? Avicheda means there is no gap, continuous. continuous of what? Janma, birth, jara, old age, marana, etc. Adipada, we can bring roha, etc. All those things. All those things, series of things, prabandha, series of things, and that is continuous. Avicheda, Lakshana, Samsara, Gatihi is a lot of such people who did not choose to know Brahma, who did not choose to remove Ajnanam. Therefore, the Jiva will continue to travel in this world in this samsara, samyak sarati samsare, because having lost the opportunity, lost the loss is limitless. Therefore, magati vinashtihi iti. So through Anvaya Mitireka, Mukena, the glory, the Vidya is glorified. Therefore, what? Tasmat evam gunadosho vijanantah brahmanaha
तस्मादेवं गुणदोषः
दोषौ
दोषौ
जानन्तः
विजानाः
bhuteshu sarvabhuteshu
भूतेषु भूतेषु
भूतेषु सर्वभूतेषु
सर्वभूतेषु
स्थावरेषु चरेषु च
स्थावरेषु
स्थावरेषु
चरेषु च
चरेषु
एकात्मतत्त्वं ब्रह्म
एकमात्रं
एकमात्मतत्त्वं
ब्रह्म
ब्रह्म
विचित्य विज्ञाय साक्षात्कृत्य
विचित्य विज्ञाय
विज्ञाय
साक्षात्य
साक्षात्कृत्य
धीराः धीमन्तः
धीराः
धीमन्तः
धीमन्तः
प्रेत्य व्यावृत्य
प्रेत्य
प्रीत्य
व्यावृत्य
व्यावृत्य
मम अहम्भावलक्षणात् अविद्यारूपात्
मम
मम
अहं भावलक्षणात्
अहम्भावलक्षणात्
अविद्यारूपात्
अविद्यारूपात्
अस्माल्लोकात् उपरम्य
अस्मान् लोकात्
अस्माल्लोकात्
उपरम्य
उपरम्य
सर्वात्मैकभावम्
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 अद्वैतम् आपन्नाः सन्तः
अद्वैतम्
द्वैतम्
द्वैतमापन्नाः
आपन्नाः
आपन्नाः
सन्तः
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 अमृताः भवन्ति
अमृताः
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 भवन्ति
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 ब्रह्मैव भवन्ति इत्यर्थः
ब्रह्मैव
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 भवन्ति
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 इत्यर्थः
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 स योग वै तत्परम् ब्रह्मवेद
तयोः वै
योग
तयोः
वै
वै
तत्परं
तत्परं
तत्परम्
ब्रह्मवेद
ब्रह्मवेद
ब्रह्मैव भवति इति श्रुतेः
ब्रह्मैव
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 भवति
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 इति
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 श्रुतेः
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 So therefore satyam vidyate yasya यः अवेदित न अवेदित महति विनष्टिः. One doesn't know there is a great loss. Therefore tasmat brahmanaha vijanantaha. Brahmanaha referring to sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha tattva guna pradhanaha ityartaha. That is brahmanaha. Brahmanaha, then they know what vijanantaha means visheshena janantaha. They know very well what guna dosho, guna and dosha. They know the benefit of gaining this knowledge and the loss of no loss due to not knowing. So that is what guna dosha. They know that if one knows, the life is meaningful. If one doesn't attempt to know Brahma, then life is magati vinashtihi iti. Guna dosho. Guna dosho janantaha. They know what is guna, what makes life meaningful, and what makes life a dosha, a defective. That they know. Guna dosho vijanantaha. Knowing there is gain, not knowing there is magati vinashti. That is what knowing guna dosho. Vedanam is gunaha, avedanam is doshaha. Knowing is gunaha, advantageous. Not knowing is a dosha, it's a defect. Therefore, vijanantaha samyak Visheshena Janantaha Brahmanaha Bhuteshu Sarvabhuteshu in all the beings Stavareshu Chareshu cha not only in the moving, in the non-moving also. Ekatma Tattvam Brahman Vichitya having Vichitya Vijnaya Vipurvaka Jna Dhatu Leprataya having discerned, understood this Atma Tattvam is Brahma which is Ekam. Atma Tattvam. Is a Tattva. Atma Eva Tattvam Atma Tattvam. Atma Tattvam. How many Atma Tattvam? It is Ekam Eva Dvitiyam Advaitam Brahma Eva. Therefore, that Brahma, Bhuteshu, Stavareshu, Chareshu, Sakshat Kritya, Vijnaya, Vichitya, Sakshat Kritya, having known, directly discerned, Aparokshataya, Jnatva, that's what Sakshat Kritya is. Sakshat Kritya, Praditat Purusha Samasa. You have seen Sakshat Kritya, Aparokshataya, Jnatva, that Brahma is Atma. It is not just an academic knowledge, it is the truth for that person who knows that in and through all the beings, through the Upadhi, this Atma alone is. Upadhis are many, Upadhis differ, but that Nirupadika Atma Chaitanyam, that is not subject to time, not subject to Desha Kala Vastu, it is Aparichinam, that Brahma, Atma iti, they know it very well. That's why Brahmanaha Samit Vijanantaha, Vichitya, having discerned, having analyzed very well, then through all the beings, moving and non-moving, Sarva Bhuteshu, so Dhiraha, therefore Vivekinaha, because Viveka is involved, Jnanam is involved, Viveka is involved, Atma Satyam Tadanit Sarva Mitya iti, that Viveka, they know, therefore Divantaha, Vivekinaha, Pretya, Vyavritya, Uparamya from what? Asmat Lokat. What is that Loka? Loka Vashikara says, Mama Aham Bhava Lakshanat Loka. The Loka which is characterized by Mama Bhava, Mamakara. Aham Bhava is Ahankara. That sense of I-ness, the limited I, and Mama. Aham Tesham Ete Mama. That is Jiva Srishti. That is not Ishvara Srishti. This Ahankara and Mamakara is Jiva Srishti. So therefore, Pretyaf withdrawing from that Vyavritya, Avidya Rupat, this Lakshanat, this is Avidya only, Ahankara and Mahamakara. Therefore, that is a loka from which Uparamya, Vyavritya, Sarvatmikatvam, Sarva Atmaika Bhavam, Sarvatmika Bhavam, Advaitam Apannaha. Sarvatmika, the Bhavam is Sarvesha, Sarvatma, Sarvatmanaha, Bhavam, Ekatva Bhavam, Sarvatmanaha Ekatvam, Ekabhavaha. Sarvaha cha asovatma sarvatma. Sarvaha cha asovatma sarvatma. Sarvatma is ekameva. So sarvatmanaha ekatvam, sarvatmekatvam, sarvatmekam, tasya bhavaha sarvatmekatva bhavaha, Bhav is ekabhavam, ekatvam is sarvatmekatvam is ekatvam is ekabhavaha. The oneness with all. Sarvaha cha asovatma sarvatma. Sarvatma is ekaha. Ekabhavam is ekatvam. Sarvatmekatvam. Sarvatma ekaha. Ekatvasya bhavaha. So sarvatmekatvam. So sarvaha cha asovatma is karmadharya. Sarvatma. And sarvatma is, when we say sarvatma, it is एकः एव, सो सर्वात्मैकः, सर्वात्मैकस्य भावं, सर्वात्मैकभावम् आपन्नाः, आपूर्वक पद धातु, इष्टाप्रत्यय आपन्नाः, endowed with what? Advaitam आपन्नाः, endowed with this knowledge of Advaitam, and that is sarvatmaikatva bhavam. Apannaha santaha, having known this sarvatmaikatva bhavam, oneness with all the being, oneness with all the beings. Therefore, amartaha bhavanti, they become free. They become amartaha bhavanti, they become immortal. Brahma eva bhavati. Amartaha, therefore, the sense of individuality and therefore the sense of being lost, sense of mortality, that is gone. Therefore, amartaha bhavanti. Brahma eva bhavanti. Ityartaha. Brahmavitta Brahma eva bhavanti. That is why Acharya quotes from Mundaka Upanishad. Sayoga vai tat param Brahma. Yaha tat param Brahma Veda. The one who knows that Brahma. Brahma eva bhavati. He recognizes himself to be Brahma. Knowing Brahma is Brahma. Not he becomes Brahma. There is no becoming. He becomes free from the notion of not being Brahma. So Brahma vitta Brahma eva bhavati. Sayoga vai tat param Brahma Veda. Brahma eva bhavati. Brahma is Amrita. Therefore, Amritaha bhavanti. Therefore, they become free from samsara. There is no more janma. How samsara is possible for the one for whom this entire Jagat is not different from him? Jagat karanam aham Brahma asmi iti. Then how that person can, how that jiva can take janma again? Because bondage is gone. Bondage is a cause for janma. Therefore, punarjanmana vidyate tasya. That's why Amritaha, immortal. Only when Janma is there, Deva becomes mortal. When Janma is not there, for Atma, Janma is not there. Otherwise, also, Atma doesn't take Janma. Atma doesn't have Janma. Atma doesn't come, doesn't go. Realizing the fact, knowing that, that's why Brahma Vitta, Brahma eva bhavati. Knowing Brahma, the sense of not being Brahma, from that the person becomes free. That is what moksha is. That's knowing the fact that Aham Brahma, therefore, the person becomes free from the notion of not being Brahma, not being the total, not being the infinite. Therefore, being free from that is Brahma. Not he becomes Brahma. He realizes, he understands the fact that Aham Brahma iti. That is Amritaha bhavanti. Brahmaya bhavanti. That's why Bhashyakara says Amritaha bhavanti is Brahmaiva bhavanti. Because Brahma is Amrita. Because Brahma is Purna. Therefore, Purnatvat Amritam bhavati Brahma. This section, the last mantra of this section is completed. Next section, we'll see in the next class, and we will see the summary also. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavadah.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದः ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.